These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer. When it comes to online college, Southern New Hampshire University is so good, it's scary. Listen, the facts don't lie. SNHU has degree programs that fit your goals, online classes that fit your life, and real support at every step. And if that wasn't enough, they've got some of the lowest online tuition rates in the U.S. This is an airtight case, you guys. Visit snhu.edu/morbid to get started. That's snhu.edu/morbid. Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, weirdos. I'm Alaina.
I'm Ash.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Colby.
And this is a very special Morbid.
Let's go.
Guys, we have Sam and Colby on the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes,
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
And I know none of you knew who they were when I told you about them.
Zero.
Yeah, they're very small.
Yep.
Like, I think they have like a very small audience of like 8.1 million
We're only on
subscribers, I think.
MySpace. So
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
So I was really glad to give you guys a boost.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was really glad to do that for you.
No, seriously, thank you for that shout out. That happened, what, 6 months ago, 3 months ago or something like that?
No, when you guys shouted us out initially, we got an influx of tweets every single day.
really?
Like,
Yeah,
yo, you
that's
guys got to
awesome.
see this.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, appreciate that.
That makes me happy.
This has been a long-awaited podcast.
It really has. People, as soon as I mentioned you guys, people were like, will you please do a collab with them immediately?
We were like,
That's
yes,
awesome.
the fuck we will.
zip. It was in the works very early on. But like I said, they have 8.1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is insane.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Insane.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's unbelievable to us, too. Like, we never thought it would get to this, honestly.
How could you even conceive of that?
Exactly. I
Like,
can't.
truly.
I can't even imagine that number.
Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy. And you have like over, what, like 320 something videos, I think I saw.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's around there.
We've deleted quite a bit of embarrassing ones, too.
Get that, yeah.
Everybody's been there.
You can go back, redo them.
Sure.
Gross.
Exactly.
And you've explored haunted locations all over the world. You've done Queen Mary's Castle in Scotland, which I'm
Yeah.
really jealous about.
Yeah.
I want to go to Scotland so bad.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Was it awesome?
Oh,
It was
my God.
beautiful.
Oh.
So cool.
That's my
castle in the
next.
middle of nowhere. It was
Oh.
so cool.
Oh.
The dream.
Forest surrounding
Seriously.
it was so beautiful.
I want to live in a castle, like a haunted castle in the middle of nowhere.
You know what's
In
crazy?
Scotland?
Yeah.
Is you can actually buy Airbnbs as castles
Oh.
in Scotland.
What?
So I think that's what we did that night when
Queen
we
Mary's
filmed the
Castle
video.
was an Airbnb.
Stop
And we were
it.
like bargaining with them, like, wait, can we come back for like a full month and just live in this
Just
castle?
stay here.
Like,
Yeah.
please.
Oh my God, I love that.
Wow.
You got
I
to
would
do
just
it.
want it though. I'd never want to leave.
Just
Right?
do like a month-long paranormal
Yeah.
investigation. That'd be really
Just keep it
fun.
going.
Yeah,
They were
definitely.
onto something back in the day. You know?
Yeah,
we got to make our
seriously.
houses look like that.
Yeah, we
We really do. We messed it up. But yeah, you've done that. You've come all the way to Fall River in Massachusetts to the Lizzie Borden house.
Yes, that
You've
was a good one.
covered it all. One of the things that you have covered that I had to talk to you about is the Vilisca axe murder house. We covered that in
man.
like several episodes.
Yeah, you covered that
Yeah,
in
I
like
cou-
several
I
episodes.
couldn't stop. Could not stop. Could have done like 18 episodes on that.
That case is
Have you been to that
fascinating.
one?
No, and
Oh.
I'm dying to go. So when I found out you went, I was like,
You know, that one has a vibe to it to where as soon as you walk in, you can feel the heaviness of the situation because your viewers or listeners probably know this, but that story is so messed up there.
Right.
crazy.
And so just walking in, especially since it dealt with a bunch of kids,
Mhm.
you walk in, you just feel the
Oh, yeah.
negativity.
Mm.
That's what I would expect. That one, I was like, I want to go, but I don't know if I could go.
It
I
really
know.
does feel off.
Yeah.
Like that was the one that we actually had to take multiple breaks going outside and being like, it just feels weird. Like
Just
you're
gotta
not supposed to
breathe.
be there and someone's like watching you type of thing. It is
Oh, I hate that
not
feeling.
good.
It was also super strange because we had an experience with our car that has never happened before where as we were pulling up, our headlights went out and we actually got pulled over by the cops
Oh my God.
and stuff. And it was,
Stop it.
and then as soon as we ended up leaving the house, they started working completely.
Oh,
And so
that
it's
just
like,
gave me a chill.
yeah, it's like the house or whatever was taking the energy from our car.
Yeah.
Getting you in trouble.
Oh, that's terrifying. That's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
thanks a lot.
Messed up place.
Oh, yeah. And the fact that it's not solved. I
That's
think
Right.
that's
the main
part
thing.
of the heaviness
Right.
is you're like, we don't even know what happened here.
Can you remind me their names again? Who are the suspects? Do you
I know,
remember?
honestly, there was a few. There was one,
of
that
them
was like a preacher.
Yep, exactly.
There was
Oh,
one, but
God.
nobody was like a good suspect.
Right. There
That
was
was
a
the thing.
businessman.
Yep, there was a
the
businessman.
preacher guy.
Mhm.
And then there was the one other dude, he was a train runaway that
Yes.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
I forgot his
So
name though. Shoot.
We did our whole episode basically about this book that someone wrote about this, train hopping off serial killer that went through a bunch of different spots.
I
You read
think I
that.
read the same book.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
book, apparently basically solves the murder mystery. I mean,
Because they made they
details.
mapped it out.
Yes.
That it was just hitting railroad stations
Yeah,
essentially, and it was
and he-
axe murders everywhere.
Right, and he would do the
Mhm.
same things in each of his murders and stuff. He
Yeah.
would cover up the mirrors,
Yes.
and then he would hang around the dead bodies for a
Mhm.
while and eat dinner
Be like,
and
yeah,
stuff.
eating their
Messed
stuff.
up.
Yeah.
Messed up.
So creepy.
Yeah,
Just
that's
to
That's
think
the worst.
you do all that and then you just sit at the kitchen table and you're like, yeah, feast up.
Ooh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
horrible.
Terrifying.
And that was one that had, kids staying over the house that weren't even part of the family, which
Imagine.
that
Oh, God.
for some reason was the worst part to me
Yeah.
because I'm like, you were just sleeping over.
Yeah.
Oh,
So terrible.
Yeah,
Oh.
and if you get a chance to actually go to that town, you'll notice it's a small little, it looks like a happy community.
Yeah.
It's not
Right.
that big at all. So I don't know, it just doesn't even look like the spot that
Yeah.
something like that would happen in.
That's the thing.
because they all knew each other.
Right. And that
That's
makes
the
it even
thing.
scarier. It's like small little town where nothing ever
Mhm.
happens.
It seems impossible. 'Cause
Yeah.
we walked around that house all the time, and the story goes that someone was able to walk all the way in and kill 8 people without being unnoticed, without being noticed. But it was a squeaky old house. In order to get
Yeah.
around that house and that quickly, where you're able to kill 8 people in 2 separate rooms,
Nobody wakes up.
it just
Right.
doesn't add up. It
That's the
truly is a
thing.
mystery.
And with an axe, an axe is not a silent weapon.
Yeah.
That's
Especially
real
if you're
loud.
hitting people in the face and in the skull, as gross as it sounds.
Yeah.
Noises are going to happen.
Well, and you
Yeah.
assume that somebody's going to wake up while that's happening and
Right.
scream, you
Yeah.
know?
Especially a little kid.
Absolutely.
And there's axe marks in the ceilings.
Yes.
he's
I remember reading
you know,
that.
backswings.
hitting on the backswings, everything.
Yeah,
So-
that's I think
That
that's the
must be
creepiest
so-
part.
yeah.
He used the blunt side.
Yeah.
That's so strange because you can
Mhm.
see the cuts
In
from
the
his
ceiling.
back swing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Did you guys sleep there? Like,
Oh no.
No, we got a hotel down the street.
That one
That's a
was
no.
definitely too scary.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I would not want to sleep there.
yeah, I couldn't do that.
We just
No.
be staying up all night. That was a very eerie one. All of those, like even like Lizzie Borden too. Like
Yeah.
all those like unsolved mysteries are just so different.
Yeah.
It adds a
Way to
heaviness
feel.
to it.
And when it's that brutal.
Yeah.
Because Lizzie Borden is so brutal too.
Lizzie,
So
and that's the thing.
brutal.
And it's like there's still that weird toss up of like, did she do it or did she
Right.
not?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So creepy. Is there like a haunted location you guys have gone to that's really stuck with you over the years, like either positively or negatively?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Many. The one that stuck with me recently was
Literally?
Sally House.
Yeah, you guys were
Yeah.
talking about that last night. I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so there's this house in Atchison, Kansas called the Sally House. And I think the ghost is this little girl named Sally that had come to the house to seek help as a doctor. I think she was doing some surgery or whatever.
Something like that. She needed help from a doctor.
She died under surgery by this doctor. But then some very weird stuff was going on, especially in the basement. There's this pentagram that's like drawn in the basement. Some weird stuff has been going on
Very
over
casual.
the years.
Casual pentagram in the basement.
Yeah, I don't know, like ups and downs or whatever like that. Either way, you're nowadays not allowed to go down to the basement, and so
Ooh.
obviously
We
we
went.
had
You
to
went
go
down to the
down to the
basement.
You
basement.
gotta.
Of course.
And we might have taunted something
Oh,
while
no.
also sitting on the pentagram
Wow, you
for a little
went
bit
for
too long.
Full send.
Yeah, I was gonna say we really just went for it and
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
pretty careless about that. And we think something got attached to me for
Oh no.
probably like 3 to 6 months or something.
Yeah,
Is
it
it
was a long
gone
time.
now? Or is it still
We hope.
attached?
I
Is
mean,
it
I
in
think
this
so.
room?
We'll find out by the end of this podcast.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. What made you feel that way? Like what kind of things started to happen?
It was the same sort of storyline and like signs that would happen over and over and over again, specifically targeting me. Like, if I would wear a specific color at an investigation, they would call that out.
Really?
Or like, to ask like whatever spirit, whether or not, this location would be known for having a little girl in it. We go all around the world and it would always target me, always say like Sam or like say they want to be friends with me. And it was like
Oh.
super strange.
Yeah, yeah. I think the
Ooh.
scariest part of that, though, is that there's a rumor that it might have not even been a little girl at all, and it was just more of a facade of something more like darker and evil,
Ooh.
trying to persuade everybody. Hey, I'm this sweet little girl.
Oh my god.
Oh, I
Type thing.
hate that
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much.
Right, right.
Oof.
Damn. What about you, Colby?
Ooh, I would say Zach Bacon's Haunted Museum was one of my
Ooh.
favorites.
Oh, I could see that. Did you see
Yeah.
the Dybbuk box?
We saw the Dybbuk box,
Oh.
and Zach himself actually gave us permission to sit in the Devil's Rocking Chair, which
Stop.
only him and
No.
his team has been able to do in the past.
Ooh.
And
That's
High
so-
honor.
Yeah,
it was
it was
amazing. It was
amazing.
really cool.
And terrifying.
Yeah,
All at the
absolutely
same
terrifying.
time.
But we ended up doing like investigations on the rocking chair, and that was just it was one of those moments where like it made my heart race so much
Yeah.
like beforehand. And it's just you just think about that because it's like just something that not a lot of people get to do, and so
Mhm.
we just don't know if we brought anything from there as well because everything there is haunted.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
artifact he has.
And people say that like they leave there and feel like things attached
Yes,
to them.
and
I've
he-
heard a ton of stories from there.
He has tons of like videos as you're going on a tour there of people passing out or
Oh my
like
God.
projectile like, vomiting everywhere.
Oh
Like, it's
my
bad. It's
God.
really bad.
In that Devil's Rocking Chair, like on it, it was one of the exorcisms performed by Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Stop it.
And so basically they think that whatever was there basically left the child that they were exorcising and went into this chair.
Ooh.
And so that's why people don't sit on it. Like he's offered some other like TV stations to do that, and
And
they
they're like,
just literally
No.
say no. They're so scared of it.
and you guys were like, let's fucking go.
Well,
do it.
we weren't like, let's fucking go. We were like, we have to do that.
Yeah, like
We
It was
have
a
to.
once in a lifetime
Yeah,
like, I don't
yeah.
want to,
Who
but
would
we
turn
have
that
to.
Oh
yeah.
man. That's
yeah,
crazy.
you really can't.
Getting paid twice a month doesn't mean money is scarce. It just feels that way. That feeling makes you do weird stuff, like putting things on a card you didn't need to. Earnin removes that feeling. With Earnin, you can access up to $150 per day of money you've already earned, plus up to $1,000 between paychecks. Standard transfers take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees, and expedited transfers start at $3.99 and cap at $5.99. 5 million people are already on it, and honestly, it's wild it didn't exist sooner. Download Earnin on the App Store or Google Play, spelled like earning money without the G. Type in Morbid under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details. Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It was amazing, but at the same time, it was one of those feelings, like we've been doing this a long time and we live for those moments that truly are like just blow us back on our feet, just being, what actually is this thing that we're dealing with? And going and sitting on this Devil's Rocking Chair was one of those moments where we genuinely cannot explain it any way, shape, or form. Like when I sat down, I lost feeling in my legs for like 10 minutes. So they're like shaking, as if I always compare it to this, as if I would just like ran a marathon in a second. It was like everything got tired, like I was like shaking. It just was so weird. And I don't know. It was.
I think the worst part about it, though, the scariest part is our last investigation in the basement. Nothing was really going on. We were kind of confused because everything was active all night. But then all of a sudden, one of our friends got her hair pulled. Yeah, and so she ended up running out in tears, honestly. And so we had to stop the investigation and stuff, obviously for her safety. But it was scary to see somebody that was so close to us being affected.
Yeah.
And throughout the night, it was like poking at her and like doing. It was like almost targeting
focusing on her.
And at the very end,
got aggressive.
Like
really said,
like built up the energy.
Some of these entities just feed off fear, and so if you show that, which she did that night,
they keep upping it.
They bully you. Mm-hmm. They bully you.
That's so nice.
That's what I was so scared of last night. Like going into it, I was like, I don't want my hair pulled. I had like braids in too. I was like, this is like a prime time pull the hair.
I know. I had a bun in. I was like, I'm good. I can't pull that.
But you didn't have your ears covered.
I did not.
And we will get to that.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Oh god, yeah. Thanks,
because I'm still stressed out about that.
All right. Do you want to take over, Alaina, and tell us a little of the history?
So what we did last night, because you guys don't know it yet, is that we went to the USS Salem in Quincy and we did an investigation with Sam and Colby. Ash and I have never done any kind of ghost investigation. This was our first time using all the equipment and even just being in a place like that. I think we did the Lizzie Borden house, but
we just
weren't doing an investigation. We were just kind of going to do a podcast and sit and do it.
We've gone on like fake ghost adventures before, but this was like prime time shit.
This was real. Like they shut off the lights and we were like, oh, okay, this is like real.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that, but I was like, oh, we're going dark. Okay.
The lights are not going to be on. I see. So yeah, we went to the USS Salem and it's also known as the Sea Witch, which I kind of love.
I like
noticed
that
last night.
To be honest.
Yeah, and it's supposedly one of the most haunted ships in the world. And now, yes.
Yeah, you can confirm now.
I can confirm. Here. I believe it is insanely haunted. I went home to my husband last night and I was like, I was just in a haunted ship.
Oh, yeah.
Like that just happened.
Did you wake him up immediately when you got home? I woke Drew up on impact. I was like, okay, up and at him.
Yeah, I got in and I was like, wake up, I need to tell you everything. And he was just like, oh my God.
Yeah. Did they believe you?
Oh, yeah. Drew is terrified of paranormal shit. He was like, I would have gone into cardiac arrest. And I was like, I almost did. So.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah. That was even intense for us. I'm not going gonna
Really?
lie. Yeah.
I love
was
that.
Super
Definitely a
active.
Oh, that makes me feel
crazy
cool.
experience.
Yeah,
for a
that
first
feels
one.
like an accomplishment.
It does. For real. It was active.
does. It was crazy. Like I showed John, we'll talk about it, but I showed John the video that you guys sent last night with the crash sound.
Yeah.
And even he, because sometimes he can be a little like
Skeptical.
like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And when I showed him that, he was like, okay. I heard that.
I believe it.
I don't know what that was. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about the USS Salem, tell you why it's very haunted, why we believe it's very haunted. And then Ash is going to get into some of the ghosts that are seen a lot there. And we're going to talk about the ones that we think that we encountered last night, which we definitely encountered some.
Quite a few, I would say.
9, apparently.
9?
To be,
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
specific.
More on that later.
Yeah, we don't have all the names, but 9. So it was commissioned and built July 4th, America, 1945, by the Bethlehem Steel Company's Four River Shipyard in Quincy, Massachusetts. You know of it?
Shout out to Boston.
Yeah. It was created as a show of force initially in defense against the Russian naval forces. The U.S. decided it was probably best to have like a brand new, beautiful, intimidating, shiny new vessel than to keep reusing the same ships that are getting like the shit kicked out of them in war and be like, be scared of this one. It's falling apart. So they were like, this is brand new and huge.
And it is fucking massive.
Exactly.
Huge.
Yeah.
And call it the Sea Witch. That's terrifying.
That's
Yeah,
the better
it is.
name.
Yeah.
They should have just stuck with that.
Yeah, like
I
don't
agree,
call it
right?
the USS Salem, the Sea Witch. So it was ready to be launched on March 25th, 1947, but a captain wasn't initially put in place, so that took a while. It took until 1949.
Oh,
So it
wow.
was just hanging out until then. The first captain was Captain J.C. Daniel. He took it over first, and he had some serious power behind him because the USS Salem had a ton of guns aboard. A ton. It actually had the world's first automatic 8-inch guns. I don't know what that means, but it
neither.
sounds pretty impressive.
You know what's funny? I thought the inch was a typo. I thought it
No.
was like
I think it's supposed to be like the circumference or something. I know
Oh,
nothing.
that would make sense.
But,
Yeah.
but I was like, sure, world's first sounds awesome. Thanks.
whenever we talk about guns, we're like, we don't know what we're saying.
I'm always like, guns. That sounds scary. But yeah, it had a ton of innovations in ammunition and a ton of like ammunition loading technology on it. It was like shiny and new. So the USS Salem, or the Sea Witch, had 7 deployments to the Mediterranean, but it never saw any like straight up battle. Instead, it just saw a lot of death.
Yeah.
A lot of tragic, brutal, suffering death.
Yep.
So, August 12th, 1953, a massive and deadly 7.3 earthquake hit the Ionian Islands in Greece.
Weren't you saying last night that Greece ended up going like 2 feet higher than it? Like,
it
when that
like
happened?
moved the entire island.
Yeah.
Like it's
Oh my
wild.
God.
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
And I found some newspaper articles last night because I couldn't fall right to sleep. So I was like looking up articles. So that's what I do.
Meanwhile, I was saging my room.
We even got some of the ghosts talking about an island.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you're right.
God, yeah.
Remember that?
Oh,
Yeah,
my God,
we
I
did.
forgot about
Yeah.
that.
By the portal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The portal.
The portal.
We'll get
We'll
there.
That
get
was a
there.
real situation. So coincidentally, the ship that happened to be nearby at the time of this earthquake was the USS Salem. Other ships with more experience, more supplies, more doctors, they were way far away. They weren't going to be able to make it for a couple of days, so the Salem just stepped in and was like, we'll do our best. So they went in, the sailors all flooded onto the island to gather bodies. They were bringing people in need of medical help onto the ship and just away from the complete devastation that was happening on this island because the island was on fire. Like mountains, like at one point it said people were watching mountains fall into the sea.
Oh my
What?
God.
Like, yeah, it was just
Entire
like
mountains.
apocalypse happening.
It's
Jesus.
crazy,
Yeah.
too, to think that 1953 really isn't that long ago.
No.
No.
It's really
70
not.
years? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know. It feels like it was like 50 years ago, which is weird. I'm like, it's
It does
2000,
feel that
right?
way.
Like,
Yeah.
But the quakes rocked the island for 4 straight days. They kept happening. Like they would get more and more. It was like
The after,
aftershocks.
yeah.
But they were like full-blown earthquakes. They weren't just like little tremors.
Because you're going from 7 all the way back down.
So anything under that is not going to be like just a little like, ooh, that felt weird.
Not a chill
So
quake.
when the crew of the USS Salem arrived, Vice Admiral J.H. Cassidy messaged that the devastation was, quote, terrifying, sickening, and complete, which I think is the most
Ooh.
chilling statement.
Yeah.
Just
Complete.
complete
That sounds
devastation.
about right.
Yeah.
And he said people in panic, fearing the island is going to sink, it basically did
Yeah.
parts of it. At least 400 people and possibly up to 800 people perished in the quakes.
Jeez.
They died from fires, being buried under buildings, being buried under land that was falling out of everywhere.
Somehow that's scarier.
It was-
being buried
yeah.
under land.
All of them were being like buried alive, essentially, because
Oh.
they said they were going onto the island and they could just hear screaming
Oh,
and they
God.
couldn't see anyone. So it was just people screaming under like piles of things.
That is so chilling.
Yeah, they were all very violent, very brutal deaths. The Salem crew did the best they could with a small operating theater and limited supplies. We saw that small operating theater.
Mhm.
It is a small operating theater.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did it.
Real small.
Unfortunately, between 75 and 190 people ended up dying on board the ship alone in only a few weeks that it was working as a floating hospital. And of course, with this long of a stint as a makeshift trauma hospital, a makeshift morgue definitely would have been part of the equation.
Oh, for sure.
You're putting your foot down.
I'm putting my foot down. There is a makeshift morgue on that ship. I know it.
They just threw him overboard, actually.
Yeah, there was like whatever.
Go swim.
Honestly, maybe.
Honestly,
Could happen.
it could have happened, but they couldn't bring the bodies back on the island. The island was literally
Destroyed.
destroyed. It's
Right.
not like they were just, let's bring
Yeah.
you back on there.
Yeah.
So there was definitely some kind of temporary storage. There isn't a conventional morgue on the ship, but it seems like maybe they would have definitely had to been placed together, and it would have had to be somewhere where they could keep it like somewhat cold, I suppose.
Yeah.
They had to have found somewhere to bring them.
It was real cold on that ship, so I feel like they wouldn't have
Yeah.
much of an issue.
Yeah,
It was
not at all.
somewhere.
Very
It was
cool.
somewhere on there. I know some people were saying there was no morgue, but there was a morgue.
Oh, for sure.
I
We
know
just
it.
gotta find it, you know?
I
We
know.
just gotta find
we
it.
just didn't find it in the maze. You know it had
Yeah.
to be in the
It
maze
was in the
somewhere.
maze.
Sure.
Next time we're finding the morgue.
Yeah,
We're going
we're
back
going
for
back.
a second round and we're going to find the morgue.
We're not welcome back.
Oh, yeah, we were told.
Oh my God,
abort
you're
forever.
right.
Abort forever.
That was pretty clear.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's fine. I found some, we'll go back.
We
It's
don't need
cool.
warnings.
I'm not listening to Robert. I found some articles from 1953 when it happened, and the Deseret News out of Oregon said, quote, this is really gross. The smell of death hung in the smoke. Screaming men and women trapped under debris in the destroyed cities on the 3 islands slowly burned to death.
Jesus.
Yeah.
God.
It's awful. And they said, and one of the officials that was on the island was saying, and this was like days later, said 10 minutes ago, we just had a terrible shock. I saw a mountain sliding into the sea.
Oh.
Literally quoted as saying that. Yeah. The Los Angeles Times said, quote, people mad with fear are throwing themselves into the sea.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So it was a lot.
That's
There was a lot
scary.
going on. So that's a lot of energy that's going to be
Yeah, a lot of trauma.
a lot of
Mhm.
bad stuff. It was decommissioned in January 30th, 1959, and it was stored at the Philadelphia shipyard. She was brought to Quincy in October 1994, so a long
damn.
time, where she sits today. She's a piece of the United States Naval and Shipbuilding Museum. So I was looking further into, I was like, there has to be like something else, because I know they mentioned a couple of other like ship fires that happened elsewhere
Yeah.
that they brought bodies on board.
Lots of fire.
You can't find a ton of stuff about them, but I did find this one article. So I found two different things. I found one that said on October 1st, 1956, south of France, the John R. Pierce ship, which they mentioned.
Yeah.
You can't find like anything about that. But
That's
I found
kinda weird
one
that said.
thing.
Yeah. Makes
That
it even
said,
creepier.
yeah, there's one article that I found. It's like a little blurb in a newspaper. And it said they were doing a training exercise in 1956 and a shell exploded in the loading breech, which, I don't know.
I think they were loading a gun or turret that was already loaded.
Yeah,
And so it kind
and
of
it caused
combusted.
an explosion.
Yep. I read that.
And at least 4 people were killed in that one. And a ton more were injured. And before their deaths, 3 of the injured were cared for by doctors on the USS Salem. So they were killed. They were killed in that explosion, but they were brought and tried to be saved, and they died on the ship.
right.
Also, did you guys notice how small the hospital was?
Yeah.
So small
That
and so
section.
cramped.
Yeah,
Mm.
Like,
definitely.
You would have been all over like just
Ooh.
everything.
And that's the thing. They're like 190 people died. I'm like, there's no way 190 people were in that one room.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's kind of dark to think about, but think about like the screams and the
Yeah.
agony and like all the pain in that one tiny room.
Mhm.
Which makes sense.
And these are like brutal deaths too. So it's like blood,
Yeah.
all kinds of
People
stuff
on
happening. And they're
fire.
like
Yeah, burn
on top of
victims.
each other, just like really gross, but like dripping on each other. It's
No,
just
it's
going to
true.
happen.
Oh,
It's just going to happen.
The beds had stains too.
They
They're
did.
definitely not original though. There's no way.
I don't know.
I feel like the bones of those beds are original.
Oh Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
like-
not the cloth, but yeah.
Those
When we
mattresses look pretty
Chills.
old too. I'm not
Those
gonna lie.
mattresses looked real
When you look
old.
underneath.
And then when we went down to the jail, those stains, those were authentic.
Yeah.
Those are real
Questionable
stains.
stains
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
A lot of DNA on that board, I would say.
Gross.
But I will say, so these guys that came over from the John R. Pierce, they were burned to death. So there is like a Burning Man ghost.
Yes, yep.
And they
the
say
festival?
that you will smell a little bit of it.
I think of that every time.
You said it immediately.
Yep.
You will like smell that like burning smell. And I didn't think of it at the time, but when we went down that wrong hatch into that like wild control room that had like the big,
Yeah.
you know, where it looked like it was
smell.
like a, what is it called? The
Oh, girly.
Like the radar room or
radar.
something?
There it is.
I love that you
what's-
looked at me for that.
I was like, that thing.
I was like, the board
Um,
said Franklin.
It smelled down there. And it
It
smells
did.
weird.
I remember
Like
having
almost
a
like a
funk smell.
burning smell.
Shoot, yeah, I'm
They
trying
love
to
it.
they're clapping for the burning smell. Yeah, I don't know exactly what smell it
There
was,
was a
but
strong smell down there.
yeah, 100%.
And
I don't know if it was like machinery though, because there was a
couldn't put my
lot of
finger on it.
machinery.
But those
down there.
that machine, like none of it's going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
that's
I mean,
true.
but even still, like the area near the portal, like
Yeah,
that
it's,
had
like,
a heavy
leaking.
smell.
Yes.
But that's because
Yeah.
it's leaking. You're right. So
I was just like,
yeah, you could be onto something.
Maybe.
And when we went up, I looked into that room and you could see like those little, like the pencils, the big pencils.
pencils.
And one of
The
them was like
missiles.
in one of the loading things. And I was like, huh.
Yeah,
I was like, maybe, I don't know.
Giant
Maybe we're smelling
missiles.
burning bodies. Who
yeah.
knows?
We're gonna have to go back. We
Yeah.
gotta spend more time down
Part
there.
2. Let's go.
And then I found one final thing that this wasn't brought up at all, but I was like, I don't know, maybe this could be weird.
Ooh.
In October 1955, a newspaper article said Coast Guard recovers body off Long Island. Now, you would be like, what the fuck does that have to do with this?
Yeah.
So it says the body of the article was super short, like literally like boop. And it said the body believed to be that of a sailor reported missing 3 weeks ago from the USS Salem, berthed at the Boston
Whoa.
Naval Shipyard, was recovered today off Long Island by a Coast Guard boat. The body was taken to the Harbor Police Station where it was turned over to police. An officer from the USS Salem will view the body today in an attempt to identify it. Police said the body was dressed in dungarees. That's how they ended the article. He was wearing jeans.
He had jeans on.
like,
Wow.
gross.
Denim.
And his
But-
name was Robert.
He was a
Right?
sailor from the USS Salem. He was missing for 3 weeks.
Huh.
And he was found. Sounds like foul play. I don't
Sounds
know.
like foul play, or did he do the foul play and like had to
That's
dip?
the thing. Like, who
Is that what you're
knows?
thinking?
Because I couldn't find who he was. I couldn't find any of that. But I was like, that's interesting.
Like he unalived himself type thing? Is that what you're
Maybe.
saying?
That's
Okay.
kind of what I'm thinking.
he either met foul play or he.
he
Yeah.
introduced himself to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
So, could be.
Damn,
I
that's
can see
weird.
that.
Things with
Creepy.
this ship.
Yeah. Newspapers.com, man.
Yeah, for real.
The best.
Newspapers.com is our favorite thing
It
ever.
really is. I love that site.
So yeah, with all that being said, there's some ghosts on board that we saw.
I think so.
Didn't
Yeah,
see,
I'm
but
Maybe one or two.
you know, they
Pretty
were
sure.
there.
Felt.
So the first thing that I found was this man named John Connor. He used to be a Marine officer on board, and now he's the ship's head archivist. I think that's how you say that. He was working on board a few years ago, around 2019, so you know this place is still active as ever. And he was downstairs in what our guy Don calls the maze.
Dawn.
That's where the sailors used to sleep, and like these little cots just stacked on top of one
The
another.
birthing area, I think. Because when he said it
Yeah.
at first, I thought he actually meant a birthing area. And
That's
I was
what
like,
I thought too.
I was
Oh,
like,
guys,
excuse me? Like,
I'm
women were on this ship?
Right. I'm so relieved because I was like,
This part of the show is brought to you by Anua, the Korean skincare brand known for scientific, gentle, yet effective formulations. The latest from Anua is the Retinol Collagen Gua Sha Cream, a firming cream with a gua sha-shaped tip built right in. Have you guys heard of gua sha? It's that viral massage tool that moves fluid and tension out of your face. Less puffiness, a snatched jawline, honey, more definition in your face. Retinol firms and reduces fine lines, and collagen keeps your skin plump and structured. This cream has both of those things, arguably the most optimal combo for that snatched, lifted look all in one step. I am obsessed with the gua sha cream. First of all, it feels so cool to the touch. When you put that on your face, it's just like, this is lovely. It's like a little spa treatment that you can give yourself. I like to do mine at night after I get out of the shower. I rub the cream on my face with the little gua sha. I'm sculpting that jawline, honey. I got it on the cheekbones. And actually, I had a facial the other day, and the lady doing my facial, the professional, she said, "Do you use a gua sha at home?" And I said, "I do." And I said, "How did you know that?" And she said, "I didn't have those little like bumps in my chin or like different areas like that." So she could tell that I was using the gua sha. And I said, "Oh my God." I just feel like I wake up less puffy in the morning when I do it the night before. But you can do it whenever you want to. I, 10 out of 10, recommend this product. The Anua Gua Sha Cream Value Set is available at anua.com, already discounted. Use code MORBID for an extra 10% off. That's ANUA.com, code MORBID. The Sherwin-Williams Summer Sale is here. Get 30% off select paints and stains or 35% off their newest product, Emerald Symmetry, July 17th through the 27th. Whether you're looking to refresh your interior or your exterior, they've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Wow, I'm dumb. Like,
Me too.
I had a
Wait, it has an
moment.
E, not an I.
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, ooh, that's not the same.
Yeah.
yeah, not the same. But yeah, the way that the cots are just stacked on top of one another, like in threes, so creepy. But John was down there and he's making his way through the room. And all of a sudden he heard somebody call out his name. And so he turns around and he kind of looks about, but nobody's there. So he's like, hello? Like, anybody out there? And the number one thing you're not supposed to do in horror movies. And nobody answered him. So he says that on board he has heard footsteps. That doesn't bother him too much, but he says what does freak him out is the feeling that somebody's watching him.
Oh, God.
Did you guys feel that way last night? Like you were being watched?
I felt more like we were being followed.
I was
That's
going to
how
say,
I
I felt
felt.
like I was being followed.
Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
kept getting that like weird feeling on like your shoulders when you get like tense because somebody's behind you,
Right,
you know?
right. Plus,
Yeah.
some areries would be colder than others, which doesn't make sense.
So much colder.
Yes.
At all.
or heat pockets and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It was
Yep.
super weird.
Mm-hmm.
So we will start with another John. This John is not among the living, but people will spot him near the anchor room. And we heard a story about him as soon as we got on board.
Ooh, yep.
This guy, we all know. So even before stepping foot on the boat, we also heard this story that there have been instances in the past where he's shown up as people's tour guide.
Oh.
And they will go through the entire tour. And at the end of it, they'll be like, oh, Don, who was our kind of tour guide, that guy, John, he showed us around this whole place. It was awesome. And Don is like, yeah, John died a long time ago. Like, that was not a tour guide.
I think that's adorable.
I do too. He's
I
just
love it.
still working in the afterlife.
Like, John's so nice.
Just doing his
like,
thing.
yeah, I
don't
just
know
want to
about
show you
that. I
around.
feel like that's like the most chilling thing ever.
Oh, see, I love it.
Walked around by another tour guide that wasn't alive. I feel like
love it.
that's so terrifying.
I
At
feel
least
like he
he's
was great.
welcoming, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
yeah.
kind of think I'm like, is that John the previous John? Like the one John was calling the other John, you know?
Ooh.
Oh.
downstairs in that
Those were
maze.
Connected.
You never
John
know.
is like a very common name.
Yeah, truth.
So
Very
that
true.
one would be like, all right.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
anybody.
45 people on that boat were probably named John.
Oh, literally
Oh,
every
definitely.
other sailor was John.
100%.
That is for sure.
But that brings us to the Burning Man. And before I get into that, now I'm kind of having a thought. When you and I passed that room, Colby,
Yes.
and we felt that heat on our face,
Yes.
Yeah.
maybe that was some kind of like residual like Burning Man haunting.
I did read that was the thing last night when I couldn't sleep and I was sitting up freaking myself out even more.
Yeah.
I read that there like people will feel like bursts of heat like fire.
Oh, that's
almost.
exactly
Yeah.
the
Like an
style that you
explosion.
guys felt, right? It was
Because
like
you said it was like a blast.
one hit.
Yeah.
It wasn't super hot, right? Like you didn't feel like it was super hot.
No.
But such a marked difference from the cold on the ship.
Definitely, because it was what, 30 degrees on the ship?
Probably even colder, yeah.
So it was definitely like a gust of warm air, for
Yeah.
sure, which wouldn't come from anywhere. There was no heaters, of course.
No.
Definitely.
It was coming from
No.
an x-ray room, too.
Yeah.
But obviously everything was off, of course.
Yeah.
So I thought I was crazy at first. I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't even say that. But then you felt it, too.
Yup.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was
Mhm.
definitely weird.
And it feels like it was kind of like when you walk by a fireplace or something.
Yeah.
If like a breeze happens, you get that like woof
Yeah.
of air. It's not like
Yes.
crazy hot, but you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
It's noticeable.
Definitely noticeable, which leads us to the Burning Man. So he's said to be the spirit of a Greek man who passed away on the USS Salem while he was being treated for serious burns when he was involved in the explosion on the USS Cleveland. And that explosion, kind of like you were saying, Sam, came when they loaded a gun that was already loaded. And many people were injured, like you said, Alaina. So we heard that people would smell burned flesh on board, and that was the telltale sign that he was near. But then Dawn kind of told us that was BS, that there is no Burning Man. And that was our tour guide.
Yeah.
He completely disregarded that, but then we kind of got evidence of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to believe.
I know. Yeah. I feel like that heat that hit us was a Burning Man.
He just presents himself to different people, I feel like.
I think you could
maybe
be right.
Maybe he just doesn't present himself to Dawn.
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't fuck with Dawn.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, right? And then like you were saying, you smelled it. So I think we might be
there
onto
was something
weird
for sure.
Yeah.
Now, another debunk or possible debunk, because we're not so sure, was the drill.
We didn't get to debunk.
We didn't get to debunk that one. The drill in the dentist office. We read before going onto the ship that it went off by itself. Not so sure about this one, because in that area, there is a bit of like buzzing in the hallway.
Yes.
I don't really know what that buzzing comes from.
That's true. If everything's off, what was that?
I know.
Maybe like a light fixture or something.
Yeah.
There were still lights on the boat.
There were, yeah. You're right. But
I feel like a dental drill is like a different sound.
Yeah.
Well, and people say they see it turn on and and see it moving.
And you know a dental drill. It's like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a different kind of buzzing.
Oh, for sure.
So we didn't experience that, but that is one of the possible haunts on the ship. So now we get to the chief, and he is one of the most active spirits on board and one of the most temperamental. If you disrespect the ship in any way, shape, or form, which Colby found out last night,
God.
he will become very, very angry.
Yeah.
Now, he was really angry about this Halloween haunted house that was going on the ship recently, like a couple of years back, actually. I guess people were not being the most respectful. And was Dawn saying that fires were started on board? I didn't understand if he was saying that was because of the chief or like...
He made it seem like the chief was causing fires.
That's what I thought, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, I wanted to ask more, but I was like, what now?
Because I was like...
What do you mean he's starting fires?
I was like, did the haunted house people get so like unruly that they started fires? Or did the chief do it?
That's because both of these are intense.
Yeah.
You just said like a bunch of the ghosts were like mad that they were setting up those things and then, combusted the little props that were part of the haunted house.
Right.
So weird. I mean, that's really intense. You don't hear about that type of stuff. You hear about pokes and footsteps, but spontaneous combustion, that's pretty intense, actually.
It's like next level, I would say.
The chief has a Red Bull in hand for sure.
Yeah, he definitely does.
But he is most often reported in the third deck mess hall. And I heard that men with long hair are known to be pushed by him. He doesn't like men with long hair.
Gotta have it high and tight.
Yeah, exactly. And then our guide Dawn told us that
our guy as well.
Our guy. He's our guy and our guide. He told us that during a Kindred Spirits investigation that those people on board really wanted to find out the chief's name. No one's ever been able to determine it, even to this day, because they did push Dawn to get like a little intense with the chief and told him, give them your damn name. That's what Dawn said to the chief. And in response...
It's so Dawn.
So our guy Dawn. But in response, they got an EVP that said, fuck you, Dawn.
Fuck you, Dawn. That's the best EVP I think I've ever heard.
I love that one. And then I heard that there was another EVP believed to be the chief in which he said, I'm pissed because I don't want to be here.
But he felt like he had to be there to protect the ship.
And that's what we heard, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys think we experienced the chief last night at all? When we were in the mess hall? Let's talk a little bit about the mess hall.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, we didn't disrespect the ship, I don't think.
I think we were very respectful.
Maybe we just didn't piss them off.
We absolutely were, yeah. But the mess hall, when we went in there, we can kind of talk a little bit about like the music box and that kind of thing.
Okay, so for people listening right now, the music box is basically a motion detector. So anything that goes in front of it is just going to play a creepy song. And we got this new music box that barely goes off usually, but in this room, for whatever reason, wherever we would point it, it would just go off constantly. Not even like stop for a second, just constant. And so we tried, okay, let's try it in the hallway. Turned off. Let's try it in another room. Turned off. But in this room, it never stopped.
Yeah.
Even in the hallway pointing towards the room, it would go off.
It was like people were like walking around, like milling around the room.
Yeah, what was interesting is on the way down to the mess hall, I, asked out to all the spirits, everybody
Yes.
who's around here in
Report
the
to the
USS
mess
Salem,
hall.
report to the mess hall and come in with us.
I think they did.
Constant.
They listened.
What's interesting is like later on that night, we got like, okay, how many people are here? Said several. We're like, okay, can you be like more specific? Says 9. So maybe
9.
there were like a large group of spirits that
Yeah.
followed us into the mess hall.
Or it could
I
have
think
just
so.
been residual energy, like something like a time loop, like a
Right.
trap or something that we like. They didn't even know we were there, type thing.
Yeah, they're just going about their day.
Trapped in
Right.
time forever.
Yeah.
But then we put the flashlights out, and that didn't seem residual haunty
man.
at all. That seemed legit.
I mean, yeah, especially when you
Got weird around that.
Yeah,
time.
right. Like ask long questions and then do a countdown of 3, 2, 1, and then point, boom,
Yep.
instantly. Like, how do you
Several
explain
times.
So
it
guys,
happened.
these are just normal like Home Depot flashlights. They twist on, twist off. And then we just basically put them around the room. And if you tap them, they will be able to turn on, turn off. I mean, but it would take kinetic energy. It would take like physical movement to turn something on and turn
Yeah.
something off.
Right.
And they were answering questions back and forth to us.
They
in
really
like
were.
an intelligent way.
Yeah. And at the countdown. So that was like whenever you would count down from 3 and it was like boop. I was
Yep.
like,
That was
come
And
on.
then completely just off the entire time.
Yeah.
Besides that,
Yeah. It was too much. That
I
was
think
a lot.
Robert was in there because
Robbie.
Robert,
Yeah.
I think, is just believed to be like a sailor on board.
I think so.
We're not totally sure who he is.
Well, we heard Dawn told us that Lucy, who we'll talk about in a 2nd,
Mhm.
Lucy's a little girl ghost. Lucy and her mom had said to them during some session that they were scared of Robert
Exactly.
and they wouldn't go near him.
And
So I didn't like Robert right from the beginning.
I was just going
I
to
was
say,
like,
you said to me immediately, as soon as Dawn brought up Robert, you said to me immediately, you were like, I don't like that.
Yeah. I don't
the
like
entire
Robert.
night. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're kind of like, oh, I don't know.
I don't
about
know
this
what it
Robert
was.
thing.
I just had a feeling about Robert.
And then we're sitting there in the mess hall, and I think it was really before we even, I think we were kind of working with the flashlights, and we were like, is this Robert? And it kind of seemed like it was. And then do you want to share what happened to you, Alaina?
I suddenly felt like this like really cold, like ice cold breath, like shoot into my ear. And it also tickled. So it felt like something
Like a bug.
I thought it was like a bug or something, which I was like, how the hell is a bug on this ship? But it's like 5 degrees. But it felt like a bug tickled down my ear
Oh my
while like
God.
ice cold. It made me jump out of my seat because I was like, what the hell was that?
I'm also not kidding you. Her ear was still
Ice
cold this
cold.
morning.
Yeah.
Whoa.
This
Like
morning.
this ear.
I was like, she was like, my ear is still freezing. And I was like,
no
I don't know
way.
about that. I
Yeah.
literally held both of her ears and I was like, this one is cold.
Yeah, you were like,
feel.
that's weird.
It was weird.
What's- Dawn was saying that like Robert being like a sailor, being creepy towards like women and stuff, he would blow into ears and
Yeah,
stuff like
I
that,
hate
or like
that.
mess with girls in weird ways. So.
And he
Yep.
told us that in the mess hall.
Mhm.
So
I think he even specified the ear thing. I think he said
Yeah.
people get like blown on their ears.
Yeah.
he did.
Directly
Yeah.
that.
What's
Yeah.
crazy about that mess hall is his story about the Ouija boards.
Oh,
Oh,
my
God.
God.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
You gotta
What
tell that.
really threw me off about the mess hall was he was saying, that's the main section where they do Ouija board sessions. And at one point, I think he said it happened multiple times,
Mhm.
they were doing the Ouija board and it would, spell out whoever was in the room with them. But not only would the planchette be moving around, the actual physical board would spin in circles on the table
I
in
could
front of
not
their
believe
eyes.
that.
And he
Yeah.
was saying it was like trying to pick this one girl, like it was spelling out her name and it kept
Yeah.
turning to her specifically.
Another girl instance.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we're going to
So
find out
bizarre.
about girls on the ship later. Like, I think
Okay.
we'll end with that little
Yeah, there's a
crescendo.
bunch of pervy sailors on this ship.
For sure. For sure.
And I'm like, do you want us here? Do you not want us here? We'll talk about that in like a little minute. But yeah, that was super creepy.
Yeah.
And did he say that was when it spelled out murder?
Oh, yes.
Right,
Yeah,
it
there
was in the
a
mess
time
hall.
when
Yeah.
it did that
Super creepy.
because they said like, "What are your intentions?"
Yeah.
Murder. Oh,
He
yeah.
said
He said
murder.
murder, and then all the other
Yeah, and
pieces of
everything
equipment
went off.
lit up. Yeah.
At the same time.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah,
I would have ran off that ship. I would have left all of you there. I would have been like, I'm out.
like real talk.
Honestly,
But-
I'm surprised you guys didn't. You guys did a really good job last
Thank
night.
you.
But the
Yeah,
fact
first
that, you got
investigation.
someone
That last
blowing in
one,
your ear.
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
That was rough.
That's too close for comfort.
That was a little.
I
too
got
close.
poked, but if I had been blown in my ear, I think I would have started crying.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh
that
my
was an
God.
assault. Thank you.
That was an actual
Literally,
assault.
actually.
Like, thank you.
But one of the spirits that you just referenced, Alaina, is Lucy. Lucy's a 7-year-old girl who is, like you said, Alaina, believed to be on board the ship with both of her parents, her mom and dad. She manifests in singing and humming. And as soon as we walked into the kitchen, the kitchen area, Sam turned back to us and was like, "Did you guys just hear that?"
Yeah.
And did either of you guys hear it?
No. Oh, I didn't hear it. Did you?
No,
hear
I
it?
didn't hear it because I was looking at the cool old phone on the wall.
Yeah, same. But
Distractions,
Yeah, it's like antiques, fun.
Yeah, exactly. But Sam, you definitely heard it. You could tell on your face you had heard something.
Yeah, I genuinely thought like it was someone messing with us because this was as soon as we started. Like
Literally
we had
as
just
soon.
walked in the first place. Like, okay, we're gonna start the investigation. I was like setting down this backpack, and it was like a little girl like yell, moan off in the distance, like ooh or something like that. And later we asked Don about that specific instance, and he said that's exactly how Lucy manifests.
And he hadn't said that before.
He did not
said
say
Lucy
that.
was a little girl, but he never said she hums or she sings or anything like that.
Nothing
So
like that. Yeah.
yeah,
And we know it was Lucy in that room because what was the
she
thing?
loved you.
EMF reader.
An
She
EMF
loved
reader.
Ash.
So I think that was even before you got the EMF reader, Alaina.
Yeah, it
I
was.
just had one.
Mhm.
And we started saying like, is there a spirit in the room with us? And it started popping off.
Yeah.
And then we kind of said like, okay, is it Lucy? And it started really, really going down.
You were also holding it at little kid level,
Right.
which was wild. Like she was holding it down, and it almost looked like it could be a little kid that was coming towards it.
Yeah, it definitely
Yeah,
did.
Ash, I feel like there was something empathic about you that night.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, after that moment, Lucy seemed to follow
Lucy
Ash
loved
everywhere.
Ash. I would have preferred
Everywhere.
Lucy.
I'm happy that I got
jealous.
Lucy, to be honest. I was like,
Definitely
Lucy,
would have preferred that.
Lucy versus Robert.
Yeah.
yeah, I think I
Would've taken
won.
Lucy, you did. You won
I'm
that one.
starting to wonder if it was Lucy that poked me in the back because I was thinking about it last night and like
Is
the
it
area where I got poked was my lower back. And then actually one of your girls poked me this morning like on like the other side of me. And I was like, oh my, and
Did it feel the
they're
same?
7 and Lucy's known to be
Whoa.
7. So like probably similar heights.
Yeah,
And then we were trying to figure out because I got poked when we were in
the operating theater.
the operating theater. And I was like, was it a nurse that poked me? Was it Robert? Was it this other guy, Frank, we heard about? And we didn't get anything.
Nothing.
Mhm.
And then I think Lucy was kind of freaked out in that room, it seemed like, you know?
And then I
Yeah.
wonder if Robert was in there and she was freaked out and poking you for like
Like Robert's
I like
here.
you, Robert's here. Because then that ovulus was being so pervy.
Yes.
As soon as I held it, he was saying the grossest shit. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is definitely Robert, I feel
Yeah,
like.
you just said
Like-
it perfectly there because I just
Yeah.
wrote down that he was flirting with us for
Oh,
sure.
for
Like
Sure.
quote unquote flirting. I
Like
don't
only
even know if
you
you
guys
call it
too.
that.
Like I don't
Yeah.
think we were even talking to the
Yeah,
spirit
it
in
would
that
not
room at all.
respond to us.
Yeah.
It was really gross.
No, it was saying
He
the
started off saying
moan.
Moan, which is
Oh,
what you
yeah.
heard.
Yep.
That is
Oh,
true.
yeah.
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 And we were in the operating theater, so we were like, this makes sense.
But we were like, okay, like, did somebody have surgery in here? And then it was like bed, teas,
Spread.
spread, which
Spread, yeah.
and there was like forceps there.
Yeah.
Or I was like, stirrups, excuse me.
Yeah.
I was like, this is too much. I think that was
Yeah, I just
definitely
handed
Robert.
that over after that one.
Yeah,
Here you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is going to be yours now.
But while we were in that room, it said knee and
Mhm.
leg. And we were like kind of trying to figure out what that meant. And then a couple hours later, we walked by.
Getting scared is one thing. Getting a thrill is, well, you want more of those in your life. The Genesis GV70 is built to thrill, baby. A thrilling yet elegant design always makes driving the GV70 an exciting adventure. Its powerful athletic stance screams performance and turns heads. Everybody's looking at you, girl, or boy, or whoever. Command the road and experience a class-leading standard 300 horsepower. Oh my God. Plus, discover the different dynamic drive modes for all different terrains. Choose between the different terrain modes for whatever road conditions you may encounter. The Genesis GV70's award-winning technology and performance lets you drive with comfort and drive with confidence all at the same time. It's an exciting SUV with intuitive tech that can make your ride smooth even when the road isn't. And its blind spot cameras allow you to see what's next to you. It's like having eyes on the side of your head. That's pretty iconic. Its performance, by the way, is measured not only in power, but in how it makes you feel confident, sexy. The Genesis GV70. Learn more at genesis.com and feel the GV70.
Need a boost? Sometimes all it takes is tapping into your inner cool. Icebreaker's gum helps you unleash the confidence within. Each chew releases a rush of icy flavor powered by cooling flavor crystals, sending a wave of refreshment to reinvigorate all your senses. Icebreaker's convenient pack fits everywhere, from car cup holders to backpack pockets, so you can find your cool wherever you go. Grab Icebreaker's gum online or at a store near you.
This other portion of that room and saw a fucking x-ray of a knee.
Yes, with like a hole in the middle of it, like it was like
Yes.
injured or something. But also the obelisk said temperature. And when we walked by that x-ray room, we felt
That's
the
where
heat.
the heat came.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like the
it's like they were
Burning
giving
Man
us
heats,
a
yeah.
It's weird. All of it kind of seemed to like start connecting like throughout the investigation.
For sure.
It was weird. Yeah. So then another ghost is Frank O'Brien. He is active in the hospital room. And I personally think that he and Robert were the ones that essentially chased me and Alaina out of the safe space.
Aggressively escorted us off the boat.
Yeah.
Is what they did.
Do you
sure.
want to go
The
a
best
little
way
into
to
what
say it.
happened there?
So,
Because
it
I
kind of-
still have PTSD.
Well, we started out, maybe you guys should talk about, because I don't know what the little box is called that did like the yes, no's and the
Oh,
little.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
even before that,
'Cause it
when
kinda
we
started
first
there.
went in there during the tour, that was the only spot that you guys got like a really
Yeah.
weird feeling. I was
And we
like,
heard a
okay.
noise.
And we heard noise.
And it was the
Clicks.
only room we heard a noise in, like
Yeah.
during the lights on tour.
And side note, Dawn showed us a picture of an apparition in that room.
Yep.
And that was
Right.
the only like one that was caught in that
Yeah.
room.
And that
Something
was
there.
for real.
Yeah, looked like a human.
Solid.
A straight up
Solid human, yeah.
Anyway, so when we went back, I mean, the hospital, according to Dawn, is currently the most haunted section of the entire ship. And so we're like, all right, let's save that for last. And we were very much ramping up with a lot of the spirits, talking, and inviting multiple like sections of the boat all to this hospital, which is probably not the best idea.
Because this is after the
You
mess
know.
hall where things kind of really started to ramp up.
After
portal,
that,
which
after
we
the
still have to
portal,
talk
which
about.
when we saw that there was 9 people. I don't know. Anyway, so we got down in there and we set down this music box. And again, this is only supposed to go off when there's physical motion. Like you set it up there, it calibrates or whatever. And multiple times before we started this investigation, there was motion detected walking towards us.
Yeah.
And we were just like, oh God, let's start. This is a great sign. So we put this device down called the Envoy, which it works on physical tap. So you have to go up and actually hit it, and it can choose whether to say yes or no. And so we were able to ask different questions, and process of elimination, we found out we were talking to Frank O'Brien.
Yeah. And we asked him how he felt that we were there. And it has like little faces on it, like that can show emotion.
Yeah.
And he hit puzzled, right? Like he seemed confused
And
that
then
we were there.
angry.
Yeah.
And then
was
angry
after.
after that, or shocked, right?
Yeah, it was like puzzled and like
Scared.
Scared.
Scared. That's what it was. Yeah. So then that was kind of like the end where we were like, okay, like, should we go into this little room? Because there's this little room off of the hospital. And
Which
it's
is just
called-
like a bathroom.
It's literally just a bathroom.
Like a gross old bathroom. Like
Yeah.
when I looked in there, I was like, there's a toilet in here.
And keep in mind,
I was
guys,
like, what is this?
and keep in mind, the entire time, it was not wanting to respond to Colby and I.
No.
Like, it is only responding to the girls
Yeah.
Yeah.
over and
That's
over
it.
and over again.
That's
It's
it.
so weird.
Yeah, because you guys would ask a question and then one of us would ask the same question after you didn't get anything. And it would be like, boom. Like,
Yep.
We
Yeah.
were being ignored.
Immediately.
It was
The only thing it
creepy.
answered you guys on was when you said, like, how do you feel? Like, are you happy that the girls are here? And it
Yeah.
said no.
No. And it said no twice in
Yeah.
a row. And I almost was like,
And I
is
was
that
like-
because there's 2 of us? Like, no and no. Like, I don't want either
Like,
of you
neither
here.
of you.
Mm.
So then Sam and Colby dipped because we were doing like a little, I don't even know, like
Alone investigation.
alone investigation.
Yeah.
So we went into the safe space. And one of the first things that you and I noticed, there was a crutch hanging on the wall.
Right behind me.
And you did not touch
No.
this crutch. Like we have the video. It was swaying back and forth like crazy. And we were kind of just asking different questions. Like, is there somebody in here with us? Like, is
In the
every...
pitch dark, too. You guys killed it. Like, how?
It was really scary.
First investigation, you go in night vision? That's
Yeah.
like
That's
insane.
impressive. Seriously.
Thank
You
Yeah,
said it, and I
crazy.
was like, I feel like we just have to.
Yeah.
Like you were like,
I was
do you
like, I'm
want
not
like
leaving.
night vision or do you want the light camera? And I was like,
We
night
gotta go
vision.
with the
Like,
night
we gotta
vision.
do
Yeah,
it.
we gotta do it.
You're calling.
Yeah, yeah.
I would just put the obelisk, like the light over there every once in a while just to make sure nothing was sitting over there.
Yeah.
That luckily helped.
It did.
That was good. And the night vision camera too. I was like, okay. But then I started getting so scared that I was just like something was gonna pop up on it
Oh.
A jump
because
scare.
we got camera threat on the obelisk,
Yeah.
and then we got threshold.
Well, it started with threshold.
Yeah.
And so I assumed it meant like the door threshold, like it was
You're
standing
in
at the
his
door.
space.
Mhm.
And we were like, okay. And then we were like, do you want to come over here and like make this little box light up? And it said, maybe. And we were like, okay.
Yeah.
And then we were like, and then I think you said something about the camera and it was like camera.
I said,
threat.
do you not like the
Yeah.
camera on? And that's when it said threat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, do you want us to turn the camera off? And it went, and then we heard the crash.
A huge crash.
And you guys thought it was us.
We thought you guys were running out for some reason and like dropped
Not
something.
yet.
And so we were just standing there like, oh, okay, here they come.
Yeah, they just broke something on the way.
We were 2 rooms away. So they were in a far room. Then there was a hospital in between us. And then we were in the far hallway past that. So it was,
Right.
probably 70 feet away or whatever.
And that crash
loud.
sounded like it was in the hospital, like in one of the corners.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then, so it said, as we heard that crash, we started running out, and the Oculus said, "Abort forever."
Forever.
And then
I
it
was
said,
okay.
contrition,
Yeah.
and then
vinegar.
And do you want to explain vinegar?
Yeah, so I found like a little, because contrition is like, repenting, like
Yeah.
feeling,
Remorseful, yeah.
remorseful for your sins. And so I was like, ooh, okay, that's creepy. And then it said vinegar, and I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, I was
But
like,
then
oh,
I
don't know
looked
about
it
that.
up, and vinegar is like a part of like cleansing in
Wow.
religion.
For
and
your
it's part of like,
sins.
yeah, and there's like a whole line from the Bible that says something about like vinegar to like, cleanse your mouth of these like evil
Oh
things.
my God.
And when
I
it
was like,
said
ooh.
cleanse your mouth, I had been swearing the entire time we were in that room, and I was literally just dropping F-bombs left and right
Oh
because I was
my
so
gosh.
scared. So I was like, I think it was a mixture of them being pissed that we were in the safe space and then maybe the swearing.
Yeah, it could have
So
been.
we ran the fuck out
Yeah.
of there. And that
Yeah.
was the end. But I did skip a really important part, which was the portal.
The portal.
Where Sam got personally victimized by Regina George. It was
And
real.
8 other
Bullied.
ghosts.
and 8 other ghosts, yes. So there is a door on like the far side of the ship is the only way I can think to describe
Yeah.
it. We
It's
had
like
no idea where the fuck we
It's
were.
like the
Yeah.
anchor.
Almost looked
In
like
front
a
of the
maintenance
anchor room.
room.
In
The
there,
very
yeah.
last
Yeah.
room in the hall.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. So it's believed to be a place where even spirits who are not on board can actually cross through the portal and get onto the ship. And our guide, Don, actually saw one of his departed relatives on board. He said he used to work nearby
Yeah.
on different ships, and he just saw his was it his brother or his cousin?
His cousin.
His cousin just on board one day, and he said, yeah, I came through the portal. So Don figured out where
Very
the portal
casual.
was.
Fuck you, Don.
Yeah, fuck you, dog.
That was him, actually.
So good. So while we were there, we were kind of just like standing in front of it, and we had the Oculus and we had the EMF readers.
Uh-huh.
And you started to ask questions, Sam, and it really started kind of victimizing you. Do you want to like tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, you guys are gonna help me out with the story.
Yeah.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
But,
for sure.
yeah, basically, we got to stand in front of the portal, and what was crazy is I think Alaina, you had the EMF, and it was going off
Yeah.
a ton.
It's like red.
And then as soon as we opened the door to the portal, it went off.
Mhm.
Like
it just like
completely
completely
stopped.
stopped.
Yep.
Like going off at all, as if someone had left your area and went through a portal.
Mhm.
Yup.
And so we decided, okay, well, maybe we should go stand inside the portal. Yeah, great idea.
Great idea.
Awesome.
So we had this obelisk, and we're like, all right, is the person here talking to us, someone that's followed us throughout the night? We were looking for Lucy or something.
Mhm.
This is several,
Mhm.
as if there was multiple spirits there. And we're like, okay, well,
Can you be
can
more
you be more specific? Can you give us names or like how many? It says 9.
Gave us a number.
And it said it intense.
That's the thing. It was the way it said it. I was like,
9.
ooh.
9.
It was
Yeah.
scary. And then I forget why, but you were like, should I go like in? Like, should I step in the portal?
Or you said, where are you? And it said turn.
Oh,
That's
yes.
what it was.
And you were right next to the door when you turned.
So then you kind of thought like I should step in here.
Yeah.
And as soon as you stepped in, I said, did that make you guys happy that Sam's in there now? And they said, the Oculus said, they.
They
Like-
makes them happy.
Yeah.
Right as like I was deep in this like
Yeah.
room, this dark room. So we're
We're
like, all
like,
right, maybe
okay,
we should
that's
leave.
that.
Yeah. I think it
That was
also
fun.
said, didn't it say evil while we
Oh, it
were over
did.
there?
Yeah, and basement
And
and,
basement and cellar.
Yeah.
Evil
Oh, and it said
basement
cellar when we were in the safe place.
It did say
safe
cellar
place.
when we were in the not fucking
Yeah.
safe place.
Yeah.
It said
that wasn't
cellar,
safe.
and I was like, I'm not in the cellar.
Yeah,
And
no,
I'm not
no.
going down there.
Yeah, I
So-
think of that. Correct me if I'm wrong. We were talking to someone named Skip.
Skip.
Yes.
right?
Yep. Yep.
So Skip according to Dawn, is like one of the sailors that likes to be like a trickster.
He's a
and
liar.
likes
He's
to
a
lie to people and kind of like,
Mess with them.
And
Pretends
so,
he's Lucy.
yeah, pretends he's Lucy. And I think we got that too, like I said, like 9 years or something like that
And
too.
he would say he was like a 9-year-old girl.
And that's how they knew that he was lying, because Lucy is 7.
Yeah, so he was messing with us. I think he was the one that was like, "Oh, there's an evil basement.
Yeah.
Go in the cellar."
Yeah.
Like, he was trying to lure us away or something. I don't
Mhm.
know. That was just completely bizarre. How many things in a row made sense?
Yeah, Skip.
That's the thing. It all
Gotta love
just, like the
Gotta
puzzle
love
pieces
him.
just started fitting together.
Yeah.
But I would definitely say overall, like if anybody listening wants to go on the USS Salem, the most active rooms are for sure the mess hall, the hospital,
Yep.
and that portal area.
Yeah.
Right?
Agreed.
And I would say, too, for us, that operating theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pervy sailors.
Like,
That's where I got poked.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was where they were like talking up a storm.
And being like, I don't know if I would recommend anybody go in there though, because I felt
Girls
a little.
especially.
Yeah,
definitely
It's a
not.
bunch of sailors. It's a
Yeah.
bunch of sailors that didn't see women for who knows how long.
months.
Don did warn us of that.
He did.
He was like,
he
by
did.
the way, they're sailors. Just
And
know
he
that.
said, Franco, and you, of course, Alaina had to ask. She was like, "Did Frank O'Brien's wife have blonde hair or
Or
red
red
hair?"
hair.
And she was a blonde. So
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that just reminds me. In the operating room, you guys were talking about your husbands or whatever.
Yeah.
soon to be.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and
yeah,
he
because when
said-
it was getting pervy, I was like, I'm a married woman.
Yes,
And I was like,
then he
I
said
almost
Mary.
am.
Yeah, and he said Mary.
It actually said Mary on the obelisk. Like it
Yeah.
was like either making fun of that or being like,
Yeah.
I'll marry you instead.
yeah,
Type
yeah.
thing.
Or like
Super weird.
married. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
it was
Ew.
weird.
So weird.
It's just crazy how immediately, as soon as we started, all the way throughout the entire night, it seemed to be targeting you girls.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like over and over and over. You were the only ones that got touched or like blown in the ear, and people were targeting you or answering only you guys back.
Yup.
And then you guys heard the crash.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
Not even us. It didn't even feel like that loud of a crash. But when we watched back the footage, we're like, oh, wait.
You're like, oh,
this
that
is
was
like-
loud.
It was
Wow.
so loud.
It was
Really
loud in
loud.
that room
And
for
we
sure.
booked it out of there. We leapt over all your equipment, just like doing like leaps and bounds. I was like, we gotta
and
go.
it was like an obstacle to get
It
out too.
was.
It was like a million beds.
Oh, I ran into a bed.
In the night vision, too. You're probably like, oh, God, what am I doing?
Yeah. And there was this like plexiglass like gate that if you came out of the little safe place, you could go left and just leave the room, but they had plexiglassed it off.
Oh.
So I went to turn left and I was like, shit. And I just had to like go through.
Should have just
the
like
room.
hopped over it.
Yeah, I was about to.
It was fucking
At one point,
gnarly.
I realized you weren't right behind me, and I was like, "Oh no, I've just left her." In the
Yeah, you left me in the dust.
I thought you were right there.
I was like, wait for me. And I was like, you stopped right in your tracks.
Now
I
you know how I
appreciated
feel
that.
when
didn't
they
stop.
run out.
Yeah, I was
You're
so
like, wait.
scared. I was like, I'm gonna get stuck in here. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get
For
past.
himself.
Like,
Fend for yourself.
oh
I'm getting
man.
out of here.
But if you guys want to see, like, instead of just hearing about what happened while we were on the USS Salem, you got to go over to.
Yeah, that's going to be on exploreclub.com in probably like a month in
Probably,
December.
Month or so.
All right, cool.
Like before the end of the year for sure.
Sweet.
We'll have all those, but we'll definitely post some clips all of our social media and stuff. Like,
Yay. Yeah, so
For
go
sure,
follow
for
them.
sure.
Do you guys want to plug your ats?
Just add Sam or Colby.
yeah,
Easy.
at
That's
Sam
it.
Colby and everything. And yeah, this video on exploreclub.com.
You'll find us, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll
Sweet.
link to it in the show notes.
Of course we will,
everybody
yeah.
go.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
It
Thank you for
was.
taking us.
like,
Thank
what do you guys think after all? I mean, it's been less than 12 hours. Like, how are you feeling today?
I
To
was.
wrap it up.
I was jumpy last night.
I was
for
very
sure.
jumpy last
You got
night.
out of my car, and my car does this thing where it like automatically stops and then kind of like turns on if like there's movement.
It sounds like it like revs.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna jump into
Yeah.
the trees
Because I opened the car door and I was saying something to her and it was like silent and then it went vroom, and I was like, what did you just do? I was like, I didn't do anything. What was that?
But all of us, when we went off
Yeah.
the ship, Dawn told us how to be like, nobody follow us home. You
Yeah.
are not welcome. And we all did like a chant of that as we were
Oh,
going
yeah.
off. But I definitely felt jumpy
Yeah.
last night. And then I staged my room and I felt fine.
Yeah, I saw on your story. Like,
Yeah.
it stays like 3 dozen times or whatever.
Yep.
Just
Feel
funny.
like you're going to go ghost hunting again?
Oh, I
Oh,
want
hell
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go on
Yeah.
all your investigations
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Anytime
yeah.
you want to have us, we're
We
down.
will do
We
it
got to
again.
do a part 2 for sure.
We have to.
Yeah.
You feel more confident in
Yeah.
talking to spirits, or you feel like it's still scary?
I loved it.
I like it. I'm
Yeah.
definitely like freaked out by it, but I like it. I don't think I could ever do a demonic haunt like you guys were talking about. I don't think that's something I would want to fuck with.
Yeah, that's a whole different feeling.
I kind of want to do one.
That makes sense. That checks.
Yeah.
I will be, you guys can live stream that and I'll be on my couch.
There we go.
Warning, Vilisca X Murder House. That's kind of, there's some dark stuff there.
I
I'm just
wanna
saying,
do
if
it.
you want to go.
I want to do it.
All right,
I
I
would do
go-
that in a second.
I was going to say, I want to do the Vilisca house.
Yeah.
But keep me out of the demon stuff.
That's good.
But
So,
yeah, thank you guys so much. And
Thanks for having
everybody
us.
go listen to these unknown YouTubers that I introduced you to.
so
Go
much.
check them out. And we'll put all the links there so you can get to the website and all that fun stuff. But
Yeah. With all that being said, we hope you keep listening.
and we hope you
Keep
it
weird. But not so weird that you don't go hunt on the USS Salem.
Hey.
Bye.
See ya.
You wouldn't take financial advice from a 72 hours in a single day alpha influencer, would you? Same goes if you're in a car accident or any accident. Who you choose matters. That's why Morgan & Morgan exists. They're the largest injury law firm in America, and they've built a reputation by actually winning cases, not just talking about it. Over 1,000 lawyers across all 50 states and $30 billion recovered. Injured? Go to forthepeople.com/podcast. That's forthepeople.com/podcast.
In the U.S., there's a break-in every 26 seconds. But when intruders step near, Simply Safe Home Security steps up.
Stop. This is Simply Safe. Police are on the way.
Using AI alerts, U.S.-based live agents help deter break-ins. Simply Safe, no long-term contracts. Save 50% on your new system with professional monitoring at simplysafe.com/SXM or with promo code SXM.
Outdoor deterrence requires a Simply Safe Active Guard outdoor protection plan starting at $49.99 a month. Visit simplysafe.com/licenses for alarm license information. Tennessee 2012.